Welcome to the Hearse Whisperers, where we give you an inside look at life in the slow lane and talk openly about the death care industry. We're here to pull back the curtain on what really goes on behind the scenes in funeral service, from the heartfelt to the humorous, the traditional to the taboo. There's a lot of misunderstanding out there, but the more we talk about death and grief, the more empowered we become. We're glad you found us, so please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when new episodes drop. Welcome back to the Hearse Whisperers. Today we're talking about ways you can rest in peace, but not the ways you think. But before that, some Rascals history from Dave.
Yes. Welcome everybody to the studios here in Garfield, New Jersey, home of Eddie Brigati. Who is Eddie Brigati Jr., you say? Well, anybody who knows anything about rock and roll knows the Rascals. Okay? Big group from the 60s. Needless to say, I grew up with the Rascals. Loved the Rascals. Always thought they were from New York. And about 2 months ago, a friend of mine, Brian English, said, they're from Garfield. And I said, no way. And it's true. But it's not the whole group from Garfield. It's Edward Brigati Jr., and he teamed up with Felix Cavalieri and the rest of the Rascals. Hits like Good Lovin', Groovin', How Can I Be Sure? Big, big hits. 1997, they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Here they are in the 60s. Here they are on tour, I think, this year. They haven't changed a bit.
Not a bit.
But anyway, that's today's Garfield Trivia.
Garfield Trivia live from Bravery Studios here.
Yep. And then next time, we're going to talk about something else that originated in Garfield, which everybody knows, but we're not going to tell you.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So let's get into our topic today, which is ways you can rest in peace. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about green funerals, green burials, because it sort of links into what we're talking about. It's an alternative to the traditional ways that people think of as final disposition, traditional burial, traditional cremation. So, Dave, why don't you tell us a little bit about the different types of green?
Sure. Most funerals are what's called shades of green, which very rarely do we have a green funeral. We have the shades of green, which means someone still can be embalmed, but they're embalmed with green embalming fluid, not formaldehyde and formalin. All the things that are in embalming fluid aren't really good for the environment, some say. But the green embalming fluid used to be made primarily of povidone iodine, which is very toxic to bacteria, just as toxic as formaldehyde, but formaldehyde has the preservative in it. Yep. Povidone iodine, the person wasn't really preserved, but they were disinfected. So that was the main difference there. Remember, we had the povidone iodine fluid.
We did, and it does have that reddish color, which kind of lends itself to making people look a little bit better.
Yep. So that's a shade of green. A green purist wouldn't really like that, but you're not harming anything anyway, because povidone iodine is the same. I forget the brand name, but you really
it's just like
whatever it is,
like a disinfectant.
Yeah, disinfectant. So and also green is some cemeteries require an outer burial container, which is an upcoming episode as well. The concrete container that the casket is lowered into, not really green at all. However, if you want a green funeral and you go to a cemetery that requires an outer burial container, we can get an outer burial container that is not waterproof, and in the bottom they'll put some holes in the outer burial container, which will let water in and soil and all the things that are supposed to happen in nature, where you eventually will go back to nature. And again, a purist would say, oh, no, that's not green, but it's a shade of green, pretty light green.
Yeah.
But and we also have green caskets. We are one of the, I would say, leading funeral homes in in green. You know,
Yes, absolutely.
we have the bamboo caskets.
Mhm.
We have bamboo casket was actually beautiful. It had stripes with natural dyes and things.
Oh
It was
yeah,
very
just
nice.
because it's green or natural doesn't mean it's not pretty.
No,
A lot
that's
of them
right.
are really pretty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it is interesting that when somebody has died, say a parent has died, and you're downstairs in the casket room, people will say, "Oh, geez, what's that?" And they'll go over and look at it, and they'll start saying how beautiful it is, and invariably they'll say, "Maybe for me, but not for mom." And then their kids will come in when they pass away, and they'll say, "No, not for him."
Mm-hmm.
So very rarely do people pick it, but the people that do pick it, they're very happy.
Mm-hmm.
So
So then we have dark green or really green, where the person may just be placed in a shroud
right,
and just be placed in a grave with no liner, and oftentimes no marker, right? Like a lot of the green cemeteries, it's almost just like a forest. And,
yeah,
you know, some of them allow for names on a stone, but the stone might be feet away from where the person actually is. So
yeah.
we've definitely had burials where
Sure.
it's been very green. The person is not even in a container of any kind,
No.
just a shroud.
Yeah, and it's not for everybody,
Mhm.
but having directed them, they're very nice.
Mhm.
You know, if that's the person's mindset, then they're really doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
And it's very nice.
Yeah.
So
I think we hear that a lot when we've done them, which is, she would have liked this. This is what she wanted. Or this is what he wanted. I think that's,
yeah,
it's a nice thing to have your end of life match with how you lived your life.
yeah,
Yeah.
No, it really is.
Mhm.
And conversely, some people are not green at all.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, they're
That's
like
true.
blue or red or whatever
Yeah.
the color would be.
That's true.
But they're not, and that's fine. It's just the way they are.
Yeah.
So,
So some of the resting options we're going to talk about, they could be considered somewhat green, maybe. So maybe we should start with the most green-like, which is the tree, the bio tree.
yes, the bio tree. This is actually an urn where our plastic prop tree.
No, that's not very
The-
green, the plastic tree.
No, just the color. But the bottom will come off, and the people will put the cremains, which is the cremated remains, in the bottom, screw the top back on, and here they'll put some soil in with a sapling like this, and this goes under the ground, and it will grow.
Mhm.
And this tree will definitely mark where the person is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you won't need anything to do this. And in so many years, you'll have a big tree. And we used to do a program where we would mail a family a certificate, which was good for a sapling. And families would take the tree and plant it, and it would just represent the person, and the trees would grow, and
Hmm. Yeah.
we'd hear about it. You know, they'd say, "Oh, we love the tree," and
That's a nice way to have a memory of somebody,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
tree. And I know when you get this urn, they will send you the tree that is good for the area that you live in. So if you're somewhere, you know, not in this area, they have that figured out for you.
yeah, it's very
pretty good.
nice.
Yeah.
Again, a shade of green.
Shade of green. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the next thing I think is less green, but very interesting, which is the eternal reef.
Yes.
Yes.
Here we are. A scale model, this is. Now, I met these people, I think, when they started, which was 1993 or something.
Oh, wow.
But, you know,
been a long time.
Back when pterodactyls were still flying around. Yeah. But what they did is these two gentlemen graduated from college, and they were environmentalists, and they decided to go into the business because they were divers as well.
Mhm.
And they noticed that in Florida the reefs were not what they used to be, so they came up with the idea of this it has a name, a pod, I think they call it. And it's all special concrete. It's all pH neutral, where the little microorganisms can attach to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like regular concrete. And it has the holes in it, as you can see. And the fish will swim in and out and take shelter. And in the mid 90s, they one of their father-in-laws passed away, and the father-in-law was also a nature lover, and they decided to pour him into the mold when they were making one,
Mm-hmm.
and they marked where they put it in the ocean, and then I guess somebody said what a great idea that was, and a couple of other people contacted him to do that, and then of course the light bulb comes on, and they say,
This is
"Hey,
a business."
this is a business."
Yeah.
So I know I had met them pretty much ground floor when they were starting, and they're just really nice guys, and they have it's my cheat sheet. They have coming up in May. If anybody's watching the podcast and they're interested in this, you can call them, thereturnalreefs.com, or call Feeney Funeral Home.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to one of your friendly funeral directors. And I think it's in May. They're doing one off of Ocean City, New Jersey.
Oh,
So
local. Love that.
local, yep. And you can have one of these for your loved one alone, where, in other words, one person is in this pod, or they have some where there's several people.
Oh, a companion or a group.
Yeah.
That's
And
really cool.
actually, trivia. We were on a trip with the funeral directors once, and it was down in the Caribbean, and I was snorkeling, and I saw one of these, and I snorkeled down, and there was the brass plate was on it with
With
the
the Eternal
Eternal
Reef.
Reefs.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah,
You saw
that
one in
was-
the wild.
It's true, they're really there, and
Yeah.
look just like this, only a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these things are, this big,
Oh, wow.
so it's really this is very green to me. To me, it's green.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people would say, oh, well, there's a process to make it. I mean, you are in nature.
Yes,
And I mean, I think that's really cool.
it's called the reef ball.
The reef wall.
The reef
I like
wall.
that.
Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
Okay.
My cheat sheets. They started in 1992, and this is all patented, and so it's a proprietary blend.
Yes. Don't just go out there and try to make your own
No,
reef.
no,
Okay.
don't try. So
Yes. Okay. Very cool. I love that one. So let's move from the ocean to space,
yes,
because this is one that I mean, before I was in this business, did I know about any of these things? No, I didn't. But this is one that I would have never even thought of,
yeah.
because it's really amazing. This is Celestis.
Celestis.
So tell us about how you
Yes.
can go to space
Okay.
in the afterlife.
Yes. Little backstory first.
Yes, of course.
Okay. This started in early 90s. A lot of stuff happened in the early 90s.
Yeah, you were very groovy in the 90s.
Yes. My cousin Frank used to, he and his dad ran a silkscreen store. And I decided that I was going to start the AFDA, Aerospace Funeral Directors of America. And we were going to send people up to the space shuttle. And the astronauts are just going to
Let him go.
let them go, push them
Forever.
towards.
Orbiting
yes.
forever.
Yes. So I drove up to Butler, New Jersey, and I saw my Uncle Frank and his son Frank, and I explained what I wanted to do. And my Uncle Frank says, what do you think of these things? So anyway, fast forward maybe a year or two, my wife's cousin Stevie was in college. He comes up to our house for dinner, and he's kind of muttering that he can't get in touch with these people. I said, who? He said, Celestis. I said, what is Celestis? And he starts explaining it. And I said, that's my idea. so these guys stole my idea,
Oh,
but that's
Celestis.
okay. But anyway, these people will send cremains into space,
Amazing.
and it's legit. So and it's not inexpensive, but they will do it.
Mhm.
And they have a way of only taking a gram or two of people,
Okay.
because I guess they're very concerned about the weight.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
anyway, the prices, there's the Earthrise, which is composed of just having somebody in a rocket. The rocket, kind of like the not SpaceX, the other one, just goes
Just
up.
kind of goes up and comes down.
comes
so
down.
you touch space, but you don't
touch
stay.
space and you
Yeah.
come back down.
Okay.
And then you get the person back. You get the little capsule back and the little certificate. And,
Okay.
and then there's also the Earth orbit, which you go into orbit.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Luna launch, which is the moon. They'll launch you and you'll hit the moon or land on the moon in a visible spot, like I guess one of the eyes or the mouth or whatever. So you can look up and say, oh, he's right there. He's right there. And then the last one is the Voyager, which is deep space. That just goes. And there's no...
You could be in another galaxy.
You can go to
You could be
another
anywhere.
galaxy. Yep.
Wow.
These start at $34.95. And again, if anybody's interested, Celestis, CELESTIS.com, or call your
Call your local funeral home.
favorite funeral
Us.
directors.
Yes. Mhm.
The Earth Rise starts at $3,495. The Earth Orbit, and now there's been 10 of Earth Rise, 10 launches since the 90s. And the Earth Orbit, there's been 11 launches, and that's $49.95.
Okay.
The Luna, there's been 2 of those. That's $12,995, but you're going pretty far.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Voyager is $12,995 as well. So,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. And there's one coming up, fourth quarter 2026 is the Voyager. So I was on the website yesterday and they said there's still time.
There's still time.
There's still
So
time.
do they do these like once a quarter? Is that how they...
No, but it's getting more popular. If you're on the website, you see the earlier ones.
Okay.
They're pretty infrequent, but now they're
getting there.
starting to get more
They're
frequent.
moving along. Okay.
And with the there's different prices that always says starting at, but when you get up into the Earth orbit or any of them, if you pay more, you can pick where you want to go from the launch. For instance, if they're launching out of Florida, well, I don't want to go to Florida. They're also going to launch out of Ohio, so you can go to Ohio.
Okay.
But for $34.95, I think they say we're going out of Florida.
We're doing what we do. Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
But you know what's interesting about those prices? Like if you think about the cost for a final resting place, like at a cemetery,
Yeah.
you're not far off
No.
for those. I mean,
No.
not to make it just about price, but really if people are looking for a different option and, you know, okay, there's only a small amount maybe going, but that's still very cool.
Yeah.
Like,
And speaking of that, the price includes if they're only taking a gram,
mm-hmm.
and I'm not really good with grams, but I don't know if they say there's a 5,000 grams to a person, that
Right.
cremated person, they'll arrange with a funeral director to scatter the other.
Oh,
what's
so
left.
they help you with the rest of the...
Yeah. So it's not like
that's nice.
you're going to be sitting there with
Right.
two urns.
Right.
And then the other one, the Destiny flight, which is a Luna, that's going to be Q1 next year.
Okay.
So probably January, February. But they said there's still time. So
Okay. Very cool.
yeah, call them before midnight tonight.
Yeah.
And it's according to the website, it's environmentally benign.
Okay.
The launch.
So they
So-
offset somehow their carbon footprint.
Yes.
Somehow.
Yes.
Okay.
But people that have done this would be Gene Roddenberry and his wife were on the first Voyager that just keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty from Star Trek, I believe, was on that same one, the Voyager.
Okay.
And there's a list of people. There's an astronaut, I think, and somebody else who's not a celebrity went to the moon.
Well, like, what a perfect thing for somebody who is, all right, if you're an astronaut, that makes a lot of sense. But, like, even just somebody who loved space or loved
Yeah.
astrological.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
And every night you look up, and also they'll tell you where the satellite is if you get the Earth orbit. You have an
Oh,
app.
it has tracking?
You have an app, and they'll just know where the
That's,
track.
I like
So
that.
you can always see. Oh, there they are.
Oh, there goes Dad.
There goes Dad. Yeah.
I love that. Very cool.
So,
Very cool.
but Celestis is pretty cool. So we've never had anybody do a Celestis with us
Yet.
yet.
Now maybe.
But Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
it's something that once you people will say, "Get out of here," you launch into space. But
Yeah.
once you start to talk about it, it's
Yeah.
not bad.
I mean, think about a lot of what we've been talking about is things are changing,
Yes.
right? The old ways, the super traditional ways of funerals and disposition, all of that, it's all changing. So these things are gonna, pun intended, they're gonna take off.
Yes.
I think they're gonna take off because
Yes.
people just want alternatives.
Yeah.
Especially newer generations.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's good. These are all good.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So another alternative that we have. So this is to stay with you. The opposite of launching into space. Now we're staying with you.
Yes.
We're staying together. This is some examples of Life Gem. Okay. And what does Life Gem do? So Dave's going to tell us about it, but it's something that takes what's already there and makes it into something extra special.
Yeah. And this is another option, kind of like Celestis. People, these people are actually made into diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
The average person says, "Oh, come on, it's ridiculous." But then you start talking about it.
Right.
And again, it's not something that is so far-fetched. I mean, they really do.
Yeah. They're
and-
lab-created diamonds.
And we've had
Right.
a few families that have done
Yes,
this.
we have.
So, and it's legitimate, and it's the only industrial diamond manufacturers in the country, not specifically the company, but that's what it's done.
Yeah.
And so they're actual diamonds. They're not.
Yeah, they're not fake. They're not like a cubic zirconia or anything like that.
No,
They
no.
are like a real deal diamond, right?
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
uses the carbon that is within the cremated remains. So
Yep.
they use a tiny amount.
Just a tiny amount.
Mm-hmm.
And needless to say, anything you want to do with the diamond, they'll do it. You can put somebody in a ring,
Mm-hmm.
in a pendant. You can make earrings,
Mhm.
whatever you want.
Colors.
They're basically jewelers.
Yeah, I mean, I think in our example, they're all the same, but they do
Yeah,
have
yeah.
options for different colors,
Yep.
like a birthstone color or something like that. And it takes about 6 months
6 months.
for them to do this. And they are very good, Life Gem. They keep you very informed. They'll keep us informed and the family if they want to where they are in the process with the diamond.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it is. And, there are other ways, right? A common way people will see like the little jewelry with a small amount of cremated remains in it or a fingerprint jewelry. So it's not far-fetched, right,
No,
jewelry? And it
no.
is something that it's not 100% obvious that it's a person, but that's okay. That you don't need to shout
No,
it out, right? It's
no. And
more personal for you.
Yeah. And if you do, people admire it.
Yes.
They'll say, "Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing." So
Yeah.
it's another thing that's once you start talking about it.
Yeah.
And,
Absolutely.
Yep. We signed with these people in 2002. So that's when they were really brand new.
Mm-hmm.
And we were the first. They used to make the yellow diamonds,
Mm-hmm.
and then they made, I think it was a red diamond. And the woman who had called us to do this was the first woman who had a red diamond manufactured for her.
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, it was,
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, big deal." But it was a big deal.
Yeah.
They were saying, "Oh, this is the first time we're going to do a red diamond." And
Yeah.
so,
It's always tough to do something first. Is
Yeah.
it going to come out right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hard. Yeah, absolutely.
it's all
All
good.
Very cool.
Yep.
Also, one other thing to note about Life Gem is they can also use hair because so it's not specifically for cremated remains. So, like if you are having a burial and you can get a small lock of hair, which your funeral director can help you with, you can send that to Life Gem too.
Right.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How they do it.
Oh, one other thing. Going back to Celestis, he just said that.
Yeah.
Celestis also will take people don't have to be cremated.
Oh, right.
They'll, for the Voyager and the Luna, they will just take DNA and they'll send you the kit, just the swab. You swab your cheek and you send it back to them and they'll extract the DNA. And I believe it's all the same price, but they'll take your DNA. So your DNA goes
It's
out
in
into
space.
So you can start
How cool is that?
a whole new race.
There could be
But-
clones of you
Yes.
on an
Ooh.
alien planet.
God save the
You
galaxy.
never know. I
But-
love it. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think one other thing we can mention too is that cremated remains can be made into different items as well. One of them you may have seen are little stones. There's a company, Parting Stones, that'll make them into
Yes.
smooth stones, which is something a little different than having an urn, having these
Mhm.
little memories, and just a lot of other different things that are out there. So this is very cool.
It really is. And
Mhm.
and these aren't the only options.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Somebody's
options.
always coming up with a new one. Yeah.
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 So let us know in the comments if you know of any interesting ways to rest in peace that we did
Yes.
not talk about.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because if you find something, we'll research it and we'll get all the details on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love to know.
With pleasure. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for watching the Hearst Whispers. Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us for more.